Welcome to another video of Hoop Highlights, and in this video we are going over the top 10 impossible odds. The NBA is the most popular league worldwide, and there are millions of fans following the league on a daily basis. Watching a game can be very fun on any given night, but now and then there are games that can offer unforgettable moments that are happening against all the odds. Well, in this video we will look back at 10 of the impossible odds moments from recent history. 10. We start off with Luka Doncic and his insane level of talent, which makes him one of the best and most exciting players in the league. Many doubted Luka when he came into the league back in 2018, but he quickly proved that he is worth the hype. In the last 4 seasons, he has been regular in the NBA All-Star Games and a member of the All-NBA First Teams. Despite the fact the Dallas Mavericks still haven't done any significant success with Doncic as a leader, the Mavs fans are definitely enjoying the style of play of the Slovenian superstar. Doncic is often compared to Magic Johnson, given his body frame and the showtime element he brings in every time he steps on the court. Such a magic moment we saw during the 2022-23 season when the Mavs visited New Orleans. Doncic made his dribbles and tried to do his trademark step back when he slipped and fell. Everybody thought he will lose the ball since he is down on the floor, but then he made this bounce pass between 4 Pelicans players, finding Christian Wood for a dunk. 9. At number 9 we have Kyle Kuzma. He didn't get into the NBA with much hype, but as he ended up with the Los Angeles Lakers, which throw him under the spotlight, no one really expected Kuzma to make a name for himself in the league, but he actually did that with both his play on the court and off the court life. Kuzma is one of the players who is constantly under the radar for his specific fashion choices, as well as his long dating list that includes cuties such as Kendall Jenner, Katia Henry, and Nadine Lustra. Of course, Kuzma worked to get where he is at the moment, but a turn of luck is always welcomed. That is exactly what happened during a game against the Phoenix Suns when Kuzma was still with the Lakers. Rajon Rondo found Kuzma open in the corner. He drove towards the basket, but had no intentions of shooting. Then Kuzma got fouled by Kelly Oubre Jr., and the ball somehow ended up in the basket, giving Kuzma a 1 in 1,000 opportunity. 8. Jeremy Lamb is already out of the league, as he had no team for the 2022-23 season. He was a solid role player, especially when he was with the Charlotte Hornets. He had the chance to play with his colleague buddy from the University of Connecticut, Kemba Walker, with whom he won the NCAA championship back in 2011. The Hornets are not a big deal in the NBA since they have made only 3 playoff appearances in the last 20 years, but they were quite good when Lamb was there. His highlight moment from his time with the Hornets came late in the 2018-19 season. The Hornets were visiting Toronto, and the Raptors were 114-112 up, with just over 3 seconds to go. Walker was the go-to guy for the Hornets, but Lamb was the one who got the ball, or at least he tried to. Pascal Siakam poked the ball out of Lamb's hands, but he managed to get it as the ball went on the other half of the court. As the time expired, Lamb threw up on a prayer, and Walker was so disappointed he didn't get the ball. He turned his back to Lamb and didn't even look where the ball is going. Luckily for Lamb, it went in off the backboard for one of the craziest game winners in recent NBA history. 7. Tyler Herro arrived in the NBA after only 1 year at Kentucky. He was a perfect fit for the team and immediately got a chance not just to play but to take plenty of shots. In 2022, Herro won the 6th Man of the Year award for constantly scoring a lot coming off the bench for the Heat. He was so good that he made threes, even unintentionally. To fully understand what we are talking about, take a look at this moment here. The Heat hosted the New Orleans Pelicans, and Herro saw Jimmy Butler running on a fast break. Knowing how freakish of an athlete Butler is, Herro tried to throw him an alley-oop pass from half court. The pass was not that good, but Butler felt what is really going on. He did not touch the ball and let it go straight into the basket for a Herro's long 3. 6. At number 6 we have Luka Doncic again. As we mentioned, he was a real sensation, even as a rookie, and one of the best moves from his rookie campaign came when the Mavericks visited Portland. The Blazers led by 14 in the 3rd quarter, but the Mavericks closed the gap in the 4th. Portland was up 107-104 for only 0.6 seconds left on the game clock. That situation seemed pretty desperate, but the young Doncic has an ace up his sleeve. Jalen Brunson was about to inbound the ball, and Doncic was standing with his hands on his knees, looking quite uninterested in the play. He made a quick move to the corner, receiving the pass and throwing a desperate shot from the corner over the backboard. Doncic watched the ball go in, basically standing with the Blazers bench players. That shot sent the game into overtime. but the Blazers still won at the end. 5. Game-winning shots as their time expires are probably the most exciting part any basketball game can give to the fans. Whoever has seen such a game in person knows that those moments bring special energy. Now, imagine if there are two of those shots and the opposite sides. It sounds confusing, doesn't it? Well, in the Oklahoma City Thunder against New Orleans Pelicans game back in 2021, we saw such a scenario. It was a close game, and the Thunder found themselves 110 to 107 down, with 4.5 seconds left on the game clock. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander made a deep three to tie the game with 1.4 seconds left. The home crowd started celebrating, but then Javonte Green banked in a 61-footer. 4. At number 4, we have James Harden. We have seen him doing miraculous shots on the basketball court, but in 2019 he did something that even Harden himself did not expect. When the Rockets visited their local rivals, the Spurs, Harden stole the ball mid-court and smoothly went for a dunk. And then the party started. The ball went through the rim, but caught up in the net, which threw the ball back on top of the rim and rimmed out. By the NBA rules, that dunk should have counted, but the referees somehow ruled it out even though they watched the replay. The Rockets protested, but the game moved on, and San Antonio won 135 to 133 in double overtime. Since those 2 points could have made a difference, the Rockets filed a complaint after the game, but it wasn't worth anything. 3. As NBA fans, we have seen many buzzer beaters, and we have all wondered what time a player needs to take and make a shot. There have been many opinions about 0.3 or 0.5 seconds, but Trevor Booker showed us that only 0.2 seconds could be enough to make a shot. Back in 2015, Booker was just an average player for the Utah Jazz, who were led by the young and upcoming Gordon Hayward. The Jazz were in Oklahoma City playing the Thunder, and near the end of the first half, Hayward had an inbound pass with only 0.2 seconds left on the shot clock. No player would probably even consider that as an opportunity, but Booker did the unthinkable. 2. If we mention the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons, you probably think we would talk about their epic playoff battles from the late 1980s when the Pistons got the best out of Michael Jordan, implementing the Jordan rules before his airness finally beat them in 1991. But no, we are looking back at their recent matchup when one of the craziest basketball plays ever happened. It was just an ordinary regular season game in Motown between the young Pistons team and the Bulls, who looked somewhat like a contender. At the beginning of the second half, the Pistons committed a turnover. The Bulls guard Elise Johnson made a pass to Javonte Green, but it was kind of intercepted by the Pistons' Jeremy Grant and Cade Cunningham before Green made the final touch to put it in. This play is so unique and unprecedented as it feels like the three players travelled before the ball got in the hoop. 1. And for the biggest against all the odds moment, we have Luka Doncic involved again, and this time it is not a single move, but an entire game. Right after Christmas in 2022, the Dallas Mavericks hosted the New York Knicks in what would become an epic NBA game. The Knicks were up 112 to 103, with under 33 seconds to go, and the Mavs' chances of beating the Knicks were too tiny to calculate. I mean, the records of the teams that were down 9 points with less than 35 seconds to go in the last 20 years were 0 to 13,884. Yeah, you heard that right, but then came Luka Doncic. A heavy dose of crunch time execution and a dash of luck at the end got the Mavericks to overtime, and they then were able to grind out a 126 to 121 victory. Doncic had a career night, finishing with 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. It was the first time in NBA history that any player has had a 60-20-10 stat line, and he joined James Harden, who recorded 60 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists in 2018, as the only player in history with a 60-point triple-double. Those stats look impressive, but let's see what actually happened. The Mavericks went on a 12-3 run as they played the foul game, got a little help with a couple of Knicks miscues, and got the gap down to 115 to 112, when the Knicks fouled Luka with 4 seconds remaining before he could get off a potential tying three-pointer. He made the first shot, then intentionally missed the second. After the ball was tipped by JaVale McGee, Luka got it about 12 feet from the hoop on the left side and hurriedly pushed up a prayer that dropped in with a second to spare and forced the overtime. In the extra period, the Mavs did not give the Knicks any chance and did what no team previously has done. Comment your favorite moment. I would love to see your favorite part of the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and share the video as it would help out the channel. I hope you enjoyed.